Evangelicals and Satan actually share something in common. They both believe in God, and neither one of them follow him. It's ironic that some of the most nastiest, most judgmental, racist, misogynistic, just morally bankrupt people in this country identify as Christians. The original version of MAGA, obviously it's from the Lost Cause because they wanted to defend slavery. But from a religious perspective, the original MAGA was the Sanhedrin that crucified Jesus in the name of God. They literally justified murdering Jesus because he was a radical left, woke, socialist libtard. He cared for people. He had compassion. He had empathy. He said, love thy neighbor. He put the guard's ear back on. He literally sacrificed himself for us. And what did they do? They murdered him. And they were given a chance to walk away. When Pontius Pilate said, you can pardon this Jesus guy that I see no fault with, or you can pardon Barabbas, the man who has murdered Christians, the insurrectionist. And who did they choose? Barabbas. The only difference between them and MAGA is that they didn't have red hats made in China back then. And once again in 16 and 2024, who did they vote for? Barabbas. They wanted an earthly king, devoid of compassion, empathy, kindness, because it's a reflection of them. They're not people of faith. They're religious zealots. They are afraid that white America is going away. And they will pass judgment on anybody that doesn't fit into their straight white Christian America. Look at this alleged Christian nation. The Middle Passage, where we brought black people over from Africa, 1.4 million died. Lynchings, 8 to 10,000. It could be more in this great Christian nation. The Trail of Tears, where 16,000 Native Americans died. There was 50 million Native Americans originally. And as of 1900, it was about 200,000. The Founding Fathers owned black people. The 3/5 clause said black people were only worth 3/5 of a white man. This country was designed to only benefit 21-year-old landowning white men. I thought we were all made in the image of God. But according to white people, to MAGA, that is their version of a Christian America. How many of us have heard one of these fake Christians say that the Second Amendment is a God-given right? Did God or Jesus write the Second Amendment? No, a racist white man did. How about Asian internment camps? January 6th? If this is your version of a Christian nation, then you need to go seek psychological help. But according to this religious zealotry here, this is their version of a Christian America. And it's really based down and boils down to one thing. The white man rules everything, and everybody else is less than. That's just the truth. They literally voted for an adjudicated rapist, a felon, very likely a pedophile, who was on his third failed marriage, who sat on his fat ass for 3 hours while officers were beaten with flags. 1 died the next day, 4 died from suicide. He says, I hate half the country. They're eating the dogs and cats. Asked for the execution of 5 black men. Didn't rent to black people. Questioned if Barack Obama was born here because he's black. Saying Harris isn't black. Stole from cancer charities. Just like Barabbas, they voted for that again. Because they never wanted Jesus. They wanted somebody that maintained the white male patriarchy, and that's what they got. And the hard truth is that we keep rejecting and ignoring is that part of this country was triggered by a black man in the White House instead of out in the fields picking their cotton. And they went back to their earthly king, the orange plantation owner. And they will justify every level of immorality, lack of decency, insults, misogyny, sexism, racism, xenophobia, because, hey, nobody's perfect. But if a man sleeps with another man, that's just a bridge too far. This is who they are. They are utter hypocrites. And I'll leave you with this example. I got my first warning on YouTube about a privacy. And it was a lady on TikTok, a white Christian woman, because, in her bio, joy, happiness, bald eagles, American flags, patriot, America first, the normal white person bullshit. And then in her comments, she says that Kamala Harris is the devil. And because I had the audacity to call her out, she literally went to YouTube and reported, it's okay, I took it down, I don't care. By the same measure you judge, lest you be judged. Judge thy neighbor fairly. And what these fake Christians do is they spend every day of their life looking at the speck in everybody else's eye while ignoring the redwood in their own. By tearing other people down, it allows them to feel good about the awful stuff that they believe and accept as one of these Pharisees. That's what they are. Don't lose faith. God will deal with them when their day comes. And I have faith and joy in knowing that one day, this administration, that these MAGA white supremacists will stand before God. And they will have their day of judgment. And he's going to look back and show all the dead children from the school shootings and Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd and the officers from January 6th. And he's going to say, why didn't you do anything to stop them? Why did you spend your whole miserable life demonizing gay people and talking about tampons in boys' bathrooms and 1 out of 300,000 athletes that were transgender? Why did you not love thy neighbor as thyself? And why did you judge thy neighbor as thyself? But God, abortion! I gave people free will to choose what they want. Why is it that with abortion, women have a 56% increased mortality rate when Roe versus Wade was overturned? Women are literally losing their lives because it was never about pro-life. It was about one thing: maintaining the white male patriarchy. That's what MAGA is really about. Have a good day.